I have a problem with Rivals 2, and no, it's not about the gameplay, and it also isn't about the netcode, and it isn't about the visuals either. My main issue, or rather concern with Rivals 2, is in their marketing. Besides handing out some Rivals 2 builds to top-level Smash players, or having these builds in Smash and other fighting game tournaments, and also uploading moveset shorts to both Twitter and YouTube, there hasn't been a lot of push for Rivals 2 in general. How would a person find out about Rivals 2 if they don't play fighting games? Most likely, if you heard or know about Rivals, either you're already playing platform fighters and or are aware of them, or you're playing fighting games and are open-minded enough to trying out other games that are not your traditional fighters. Rivals 2, at least how I see the game, is made because Aether Studios wants to push the IP forward. They want more people to know about their characters and their stories. If this isn't the case, then why would they stick with these characters instead of creating a brand new IP altogether? And think about it this way. If they didn't want to grow their IP and brand, then why would they make a sequel in the first place? If they were satisfied with the status quo, then why would you invest all this money into a brand new game that has the potential to flop? Make it make sense. One of the most recent events that happened with Rivals 2 is the announcement of the Workshop Character Contest winner. I really dislike how that announcement was handled because this was a big reveal, and it could have had so much more draw and impact if it was handled a lot better. There was no countdown on Twitter saying, for example, "Hey guys, we're going to announce the winner of the Workshop Character Contest in a couple of days. We're going to announce the winner on X date and X time. Stay tuned for updates and follow us." And then after that, you would post countdown pictures on Twitter, like something like a graphic or an image of like a silhouette, and you could have put the numbers of the days left before the reveal. Like, you would put the silhouette and it would say something like 5 days before the reveal, or 2 days left, get hyped, or something like that, to bring out interest and hype, to give people a reason to give a damn about this whole ordeal. Instead, we just get a Twitter post the day of the reveal, and the video itself was lackluster, to say the least. The video could have easily been a YouTube premiere, or even better, you could have done a live stream with the video playing, and Dan or someone from Aether Studios could have talked about their decision making on each character. They could have went in depth with their grading system. They could have talked about how they ranked each character, what each person liked about them, etc. This Workshop Character Contest announcement had the potential to draw in a lot of outside interest. Instead of all that, we just get small highlights of the honorable mentions and winner. The names of the creators aren't present in the video. The gameplay of these characters were just shown without any type of explanation as to why these characters were even mentioned or what makes them unique in the first place. And outside of gameplay, the lore of these characters wasn't talked about or highlighted either. And then you look at the content that we do get, and it's just YouTube shorts of moveset showcases, and these moves aren't even finalized. Each of them has the potential to change because the game is in a beta state. It even says it in the YouTube shorts themselves. Development footage. The hurt boxes could change. The hit boxes could change. The knockback could change. The purpose of the move could even change from what you're showcasing. So at that point, knowing all of this, why would you allocate time and energy into making these shorts, knowing that these moves aren't even finalized. Casuals wouldn't be interested in knowing what Loxodon's down air hitbox looks like. Hardcore players would already know what the move does. So who is this supposed to appeal to? I can't wrap my head around it. I genuinely don't get it. The reason why I'm making a video on the marketing right now is because we're halfway through the year now. In my opinion, the best time frame to market your game is before the release and when the game actually drops. Because if you try to focus your marketing efforts after release, you aren't guaranteed the same amount of momentum and hype. By that point, the honeymoon phase is over. Your game is no longer the flavor of the month, so why would people give a shit? You can still get new players. Of course, every fighting game can grow. But without that momentum, getting those new players in droves of hundreds, maybe even thousands, if you're lucky enough, is going to be extremely difficult. Because this isn't 2015 or 2017, where plat fighters are far and few between. And even going outside of plat fighters, in general, there are a lot more games to choose from. To take attention away from your potential players and potential buyers. Now, I don't have a marketing degree. I don't work in marketing. But even I can tell that the marketing for Rivals 2, in its current state, as of this recording, has a lot of room for improvement. Give people a reason to care about Rivals. Not even just Rivals 2, but Rivals in general. Post lore videos about the characters. Talk about your history with the characters. Showcase early designs. Talk to the community. Like, these types of things are evergreen content. This is content that helps build interest in your brand. And it's also content that keeps its relevancy because it's not dependent on updates and or changes. Non-fighting game players can enjoy lore content. Game developers can enjoy your talks about programming Zetter or Arcane. Art designers can take interest in how your early sprites look like compared to now. Your outreach can go beyond fighting game players. You can do so much more than just moveset showcases. Why limit yourself to only posting about Rivals 2? You can also take advantage of your other games, like Dungeons of Aether for example, and hell, even the most obvious one, Rivals 1. And through these types of videos and through these other games, naturally, Rivals 2 will be in their line of sights. Because, well, logically speaking, right, if you played Rivals 1, there's a very small chance that you would have little to no knowledge about the upcoming sequel. Also, as a side note, don't just limit yourself to YouTube and Twitter. Go beyond YouTube and Twitter. Make posts on TikTok. Make posts on the Rivals of Aether subreddit. Make posts on Facebook, so on and so forth. You can't just rely on your gameplay to do the marketing for you. If you want Rivals to be more than just an indie platform fighter, you have to go above and beyond. It doesn't matter if your game later down the line has the best gameplay, the best netcode, the best features. All of that doesn't matter if no one gives a shit about your game in the first place. Why? Because first impressions matter. I'm saying all of this, I'm making this entire video, because I don't want Rivals 2 to suffer the same fate as Rivals 1. I don't want to see the game slowly devolve into a Discord fighter. I personally want the game to be so much more than that. I'm not taking time out of my day to give out criticisms about the game because I hate it. I sit down and I write my thoughts out I record myself talking about these points, and I spend time editing this video because I want to see the game grow. I want to see it succeed. And I know I worded some things harshly, and I do apologize for that. But I'm being harsh because I want to get my point across. Having ranked as a stretch goal and not having a ton of casual game modes on launch is a recipe for disaster, because like I said earlier, first impressions matter. And once people are through with what little the game has to offer within its initial release, there's a small chance that those players will come back. Even if you make a ton of improvements later down the line through patches and updates, very few will actually come back, depending on the scope of the patches and updates, of course. With one primary online matchmaking mode, it makes it harder to separate those that just want to play the game casually and those that want to play the game competitively. Thus, you have hardcore players shitting on casual players, and you end up with the casual players leaving because obviously they're not having fun and they have nowhere else to go because of the lack of casual game modes. So both the casual player and the hardcore player are both unsatisfied. And then you end up with a game that only contains hardcore players fighting each other, and then the new player experience gets compromised. Because if a new player wanted to play against someone within their skill level, at that point, you gotta convince the newcomer to download an external program, aka Discord, and by that point, you already lost them. All in all, I just want to know what the goal of Rivals 2 is. What is the purpose of this game? I just want more transparency. The only windows of transparency that we actually do get is from a Q&A that the devs do during the dev tourneys. You have Off-Brand now as a publisher. You have more resources. I know the marketing for this game could be better, and because there's a lack of transparency, I don't know what you guys are thinking, and I don't know what you're envisioning, which makes me concerned for the future of the game, and for the release of the game. And I understand that you just got picked up by Off-Brand, so I'm hoping that after this whole ordeal, that the marketing gets better over time. At the end of the day, I'm just some random guy on the internet giving out his opinion. What Aether Studios does next and what goals they have for Rivals 2 could be completely different from what I've said in this video, and what they envision could be something I can't even imagine. But, as an outsider, as a player, and as a supporter of Rivals 2, no matter what Aether Studios decides to do, I'm still hyped and excited for the game, and if you reached the end of this video, I hope my message got across to you. And like I said, I'm not trying to shit on the devs, I'm not trying to shit on the game. At the end of the day, I just want to see the game grow, I want to see the game succeed. And if there's one thing I want you to take away from this is that I really like Rivals 2. And I know that Aether Studios can improve, and I know that they can do better. And one more thing before I go. If you are interested in Rivals 2, I hope you'll take some time to go check it out. And hopefully, you'll support the game when it comes out later this year. But anyways, that's pretty much the whole video. So, I hope my message got across. And yeah, I just love Rivals 2 and I want to see the game grow. So, with that being said, I hope everyone here has a great day, afternoon, evening, wherever you're at, and until next time. Bye!